Hi, Kerry here. Welcome to the Moon in Libra Tarot Study Series. We're on video 8 today, which is card 7, the Chariot. And there's quite a lot to talk about in this, so I'm just going to crack on with it because I don't want the video to be too long. So I will show you the 4 different depictions I have of the Chariot. We've got the more traditional one with the figure, the male figure, being drawn, being carried in the chariot by 2 horses. He looks like quite a, well, he's got a crown on his head. He's a bit of an authority figure in this card. So that's the more traditional depiction of the Chariot. We have the Wisdom Seekers Tarot, which shows again a kingly figure. He's got a black and a white horse. The black and the white horses represent duality in this card. So there's 2 opposing forces that are drawing him on. He may have to choose between 2 opposing forces. These horses look like they're going to go in 2 different directions, so it could represent a choice of 2 opposing forces. But more than that, I think in the other cards that come up next, I think it represents unity more than the opposing forces. It's a unity symbolism in this card, but we'll go into that more a little bit later. But there's a depiction of somebody setting off on a journey and, you know, moving fast, going either very fast towards something or very fast away from something, but very determined and focused and knowing exactly what they're doing and why they're doing it. So there's a real energy with this card, and I think it's a fiery energy personally, and probably more in tune with the Aries energy, which is initiating and, you know, very focused and determined and ambitious and driven, the Aries energy. But this card is actually associated with the astrological sign of Cancer. So I'll go into that again a little bit further on in the video. So I'm going to show you the magical Nordic deck, which depicts the Chariot as a lady being drawn by 2 wolves. She's got the sun and the moon behind her, and I think that's quite significant because, as I say, the sun is definitely an energy of this card. It's linked into the solar plexus chakra, and it's very much to do with action and confidence, self-confidence and ambition and drive and, you know, forward movement and that sort of active element of the sun. But with the moon, there's definitely a moon aspect to this card as well, because, as I say, the astrological sign of it is Cancer, and the moon is Cancer's ruling planet. So there's that link there. So it's also with the connection to the moon, it links into the High Priestess card. So this association brings with this card, it's got the active element of it, but it's also got the more passive element of going inside and inner knowing and intuition. But at this point, the person on the Chariot has done the inner work. They've gone inside, they've done all the self-exploration, they know themselves fully, they see their path before them, which leads me on to the next card, which is from the Art of Love Tarot. So they see their path clearly before them, they know what their goal is at the end of the path, they've done all the inner work. The key word on this card is exploration. So they've done all the inner work and the self-exploration, and they know exactly where they're going and what they're doing and why they're doing it. So there is the active element of this card, as I say, and there's also the passive and more intuitive aspect to this card. It's card number 7. So in numerology, the number 7 represents intuition. It represents knowledge and awareness as well. So this card represents being self-aware, knowing your own boundaries, knowing what drives you, knowing what you want, knowing what your goals are, being very, very focused on your goals and very ambitious. It can represent success, victory. It can represent adversity and coming out the other side of a battle victorious, you know, having looked adversity in the eye, you know, you come out the other side feeling good about yourself, you know, having gone through a battle, you've won your battle and you've come out the other side and you're now in the sunlight. It can represent assertion, willpower, a focused, controlled force, being self-assured, self-sufficient, having self-mastery. It can also represent an actual journey, actual travel, maybe one that's, you know, sprung on you suddenly, and you're, you know, suddenly you find yourself moving forward very fast. Things suddenly start moving very, very fast. I'll show you the depiction of the card that I have here, because I think this is from the Rider-Waite deck. So there's lots of symbology in this card. We've got the kingly person here. We've got the nod to the High Priestess here with the two, the duality aspect here, the black and white, which reminds me of the columns in the High Priestess card. And we have an orb here with wings, which represents that aspect, the moon aspect, and the intuitive, you know, wisdom and knowledge aspect of this card. And I think this symbol here represents the union of masculine and feminine. So it's you know, it's a nod to the duality and unity aspect of this card. On the reverse of this card, on the flip side of this card, you've got energy that is perhaps a little bit over assertive, maybe ego driven. It could represent being overwhelmed, things moving too fast, not knowing you know, what's going on, being a little bit confused, and excess impulsivity, feeling like you can't cope, or, you know, you go through that battle and you actually are defeated by the battle. It could represent defeat coming out reversed, being unsuccessful, or not knowing where you're going, having no focus, having no drive, having no goals, things like that. I think I've covered everything. Yep, I think I've covered everything with that card, so I'm going to leave that there. So that's card number 7, the Chariot, and I'll be back again for card number 8, which is the card of Strength next. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and like if you have liked it. Leave me a comment if you like. Share the video, that would be great. And if you're not part of my astrology and tarot group, you can find me at Moon in Libra Tarot and Astrology Study Group, where I post all of these videos along with other things, and I give free readings for practicing and reading the tarot cards. And I'm hoping that people will begin to engage a little bit more. The group's growing a little bit now, so come along and find us if you haven't already. Okay, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.